we often hear in the States here that there's this wonderful group of people who are kind, loving, sweet Islamic communities, but it's just this relatively small little fanatical group called the extremist Islamic. Is there really the dichotomy there? I mean, are this?
Yes.
Explain that, please.
I don't differentiate between radical and moderate Muslim. I think moderate Muslim is more dangerous than fanatic Muslim. You know why? Because they give cover to the radicals. Some of them know, some of them don't know. And either they are deceived or deceivers, and some of them are deceived and deceivers at the same time. They're all victims. Moderate Muslim who thinks that he feels self-righteous, that I'm better than this fanatic, I tell him, no, guess what? That you are more dangerous than the fanatic, because you're given a cover to the fanatic by saying that Islam is a religion of peace, and also you're self-righteous and you think that you are right, and you're absolutely wrong. So yes, I have a big problem with moderate Muslims, and my problem with them even is bigger than with fanatics. I fought terrorism for 10 years. I put some of the most dangerous killers that maybe humanity have known. Some of them killed hundreds of people, hundreds. And this is not the way. After 10 years of fighting terrorism, I understand that we were fighting a ghost. We need to fight their ideology. We need to fight their fake God, their fake prophet. And no power on earth can fight ideology. No government. Only you can fight ideology with other ideology. You cannot fight God with your muscles. I cannot go flex my muscles and tell Muslims, I'm going to defeat your God. No, it doesn't work like this.
Which is what America is partly doing.
Yes, and if they keep like this, they will get defeated. That's what I can say, and this is how I see it. But what I can say, if we want to fight God, we fight him with a God. And today when I fight the God of Islam, that he represents hate, revenge, I fight him only with one God that represents pure, unconditional love to all humankind.
Ah, wonderful. Amen, amen.
Practically, how did we do this, and why? And by the way, when any seculars come and start to tell me you're politically incorrect and they start to judge, I tell them, if you have 5% of my experience, please come forward and talk about it. In Islam, I was one of the best Muslims. In the Shambet, I was one of the best agents. For the government, I've had praise from the Prime Minister to everybody down, like from the Knesset, from everywhere all the time. They were wondering, who is this guy who's doing all those miracles? And I did every stage of my life the best. I'm not saying that here I'm dreaming or saying dreams. I have experience. When I talk, I think I have the authority to say this against Islam because I know the nature of Islam. And when I talk about the best way of fighting terrorism, because I developed methods of defeating terrorism. And I'm sure that I went far into fighting terrorism to understand that we cannot defeat it if we don't defeat its ideology. And in order to defeat its ideology, you cannot go there and try to be politically correct. I don't care about all those nice, clothing people in New York here and there. I understand, okay, educated and smart people. But I say, if we don't fight the ideology, they're going to keep coming. If somebody can be creative to make a bomb of underwear and get on airplane,
right,
how can you defeat this type of mentality?
No.
If you don't defeat them in the mind first, they will keep coming. They will send tomatoes like bombs. Yeah. Somebody eating a tomato and bam, It's exploding. You know,
I'm not eating any more tomatoes. Guarantee you.
No, what I'm saying, they can be creative,
Yes.
more creative, and the best way, we need to go to their minds, to their areas. We don't wait for them to come here and destroy us. We go to them, and thank God for technology, for information revolution, that we can outreach everybody, everywhere. So now, this is not the time for America to come and criticize what we are saying. They need, please, we ask them just to listen for a second. Stop saying that Islam is like any other religion. Yes, religions are all the same. I believe in that. But there is a difference between ideology based on love and ideology based on hate. They come and tell us there is no difference between the God of Islam and the God of Christianity. I tell them, no, we know the God of Christianity through the person of Jesus Christ. Our God was crucified, tortured, in pain, and he was praying and forgiving his his torturers. And this is our highest example.
Yes.
In the Muslim case, we ask them, let's characterize the God of Islam. Let's put him into a person, into flesh, if you dare. And let's see how he's going to act. I suggested, let's make a movie for Muhammad coming on in 2015. How he's going to act in our world. And see the real face of Islam. Why deceiving people? And so this is why I know what I'm saying is very sensitive. But we're not going to stop. Because the best way, we have to say the truth. Yes, with love. This doesn't mean that I'm provoking violence. This is not my goal. It's not incitement. I am not here to say those words. I make some fundamentalists in this country happy and feeling like victorious against Muslims. I still this, and I say it, my audience and my main goal to talk to my people. Amen. Those words are for my dad, those words for my mother, for my people, for Palestinians, for Muslims, everywhere they are, in this country or in the Middle East. Those, because I love them, I need to tell them the truth. Yes. They suffer because of their God. Imagine that I was looking for an enemy all the time while I was worshiping my enemy 5 times a day. How crazy is this? You worship your enemy every day 5 times. You woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning to worship your biggest enemy, your God. This is how dangerous that enemy is. And he makes you think about everything else as enemy, and you're not thinking about him, and you worship him. This is how dangerous, and this is how sensitive. And when you are in a situation like this, there is no compromise. Yes, this sounds radical. I am not a radical person. I am very open-minded. I'm not even religious. But I know what I'm saying is the truth. And I want to say it no matter what. Even if everybody wants to fight me. You know, I wasn't surprised when I saw the U.S. government standing side by side with terrorists by fighting me. Terrorists want to kill me, and the U.S. government want to deport me back to them. I wasn't shocked. I hope that this was a bureaucratic problem,